Come take a look at this view, it's pretty sweet. I try to stay as productive as possible when I'm traveling. So one thing I've done to help me stay productive is I've built a triple screen laptop. You might have heard of Project Valerie, made by Razer, their triple screen laptop. The side screens don't actually fold in. The laptop I've built is collapsible. Let me show you. So this here is my mobile battle station. It's got 2 extending monitors on either side, and I'll show you how to build these in just a second. I just want to show you that this screen is fully functional. I can take Windows and drag it across and drop it on either side, and the laptop is 100% portable. It's got some interesting construction practices, but these hinges right here allow each of the monitors to fold completely flat. Each of these hinges was about $2 and the side monitors were around $100. So it's a pretty inexpensive project comparatively. I was inspired when I saw Project Valerie at CES this year, so let me show you how I built my own. So this is the beginning of my triple monitor setup. Right now I'm using one of my old laptops. These monitors on the side here are entirely powered and receive all of their information from a USB cable. So there's no power adapters or anything like that. These monitors aren't super awesome for gaming. They have an 8 millisecond response time, but they are super portable because they only have that USB power connector and display connector. They also do this weird thing where if you tip them sideways, they will turn back on and the orientation of the screen will be this direction instead, which would be awesome for browsing Reddit or, you know, working on something on this computer and having information on this screen as well, whether you're like editing videos or working on a project. And that's where the triple screen laptop comes into play. They do have the VESA mount on the back, so you can put these on like a monitor extension arm. But since I have limited space on the back of my laptop, we're gonna have to use something else. And I'm gonna use these door hinges to hold the monitors in place and allow them to flip out. These glues right here, these are called epoxy. I have 2 brands. I have Loctite and JB Weld. I'm probably gonna use the JB Weld just because it has a higher PSI, which means it has more strength and holding power. So right now I have some tape wrapping around the side of the monitor, just holding it in place and trying to get an idea of where the hinges should be placed. Epoxy is 2 different chemicals that mix together, and when they're mixed together they form a chemical reaction that make them hard in about 5 minutes. This thing will fully cure in about 24 hours. That's why there's still liquid inside of the tubes, but once they're outside of the tubes and exposed with air and mixed together, they'll get really hard really fast. So right now both hinges are good, and actually it's only been curing for about 2 hours, but the weight of one hinge can hold the whole laptop. So this epoxy is pretty strong. I'm gonna clip on the first screen right now, and by clip on I mean epoxy, and so I'm gonna put some tape down so I don't get any glue stuck to the hinges. I'm gonna flip them over, and I'm gonna set the monitor down in place right after I finish gluing it. So right now I have it stacked on top of a book, and you can see that the second monitor, which is this guy right here, is resting on top of the hinges, and the hinges are glued. It's not going to stick to the laptop because there's a piece of tape underneath. And then I added some more weight on top of that to kind of add pressure to the glue and help it dry better. I made sure there's an even amount of room between the edge of the laptop and the top monitor right here, so when it folds out they're still going to be even with each other. Alright, so I've taken off all of the weights, and it looks like it's been probably about an hour, and the instructions say that this stuff gets tacky in about 5 minutes, and it actually holds pretty strong even after just an hour of sitting there. Let's see if it stands up on its own. Got the door hinges on the back here. So this second screen that I'm going to add right here, I guess you can call it the third screen, is a little more tricky because it needs to open up and it needs to sit on top of the second screen that I added there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this hinge just like that. So that part is stuck to the laptop, and then this part is gonna fold up and attach to the side of the third monitor there. And I'll probably do 2 of them just so there's more support. And this one will actually have a flat surface for the hinge to attach to. So it should be just as secure as the other one since it had the curved area of the back. So this time around, I'm making sure that the hinges are also straight with each other, because if the hinges are kinked or squampus, they're not going to fold in the same direction. One might fold this way, and the other one might fold slightly that way, which wouldn't give a direct swing to the monitor. So this one I'm using the edge of the laptop and just pressing this bulge of the hinge right up against it, the same on both sides, and that'll make them both equal. One of my favorite things about having a triple screen laptop is on long flights like this, I can get 3 times as much work done as I would normally.
This love that you never started, you once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
So when I was at CES, I did see the real Project Valerie on display, but apparently it was misplaced or stolen. So Razer, if you need a working prototype, I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.